The unseen children. When my daughter was 2, we moved into a beautiful old house. It had a big yard and a treehouse that my wife and I had found as kids. For the first few months, everything was great. Then my daughter started talking. At first, it was just the usual toddler babble. But then she started talking in full sentences, and she never stopped. She would talk for hours. And at first, it was just about normal things. But then she started talking about her invisible friends. At first, we thought it was cute. Then we started getting unnerved. My daughter would get really intense and sometimes scream during these conversations. And she would laugh and giggle uncontrollably at times. We couldn't see or hear anything, but she would carry on for hours. I would walk in on her in the middle of a conversation, and she would just stare at the corner of the room and keep talking. My wife and I exchanged worried glances. We both agreed that it was probably just an overactive imagination. One day we were having a barbecue with some friends and their kids. My daughter was playing with the other kids when suddenly she stopped and marched over to one of the boys. She started screaming at him, "You're dead, 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 dead." The other kids all started screaming and ran to their parents. The parents were, of course, furious, demanding to know why my daughter was scaring their kids. I had no idea what she was talking about. I asked my daughter why she was scaring the other kids, and she just said, "Because they're dead. They can't see or hear me. They're dead, just like Michael and Billy." I asked her who Michael and Billy were, but she just stared at me and said, "They're my friends. You can't see them because you're dead." She then proceeded to walk away without acknowledging any of us. That's when we knew something was seriously wrong. We started researching the history of our home and found out that 2 young boys died in the house 60 years earlier. The mother had put the boys in the treehouse and gone inside to make them dinner. But when she went back out, the treehouse was empty and the boys were dead. No one knows how they died, but it's assumed that they fell and the mother's scream must have scared them, making them run and fall. My daughter still has the treehouse and she spends most of her days in there. She says that she's playing with Michael and Billy and the other children who died in the house. She tells us all sorts of things while she's up there, like how she can hear their whispers at night, or how she can feel them touching her when she's sleeping. She says that they want to play with her and that they want her to join them in the treehouse forever. Sometimes she comes out of the treehouse with leaves and dirt on her clothes, and we find strange little pebbles and sticks arranged in patterns on the floor. We've tried everything to stop her from going in the treehouse, but she won't listen to us. And the scariest part is that when she's up there, we can hear her talking to those unseen children, and sometimes we can hear their voices too.